Spectrum. It sounds like something out of Star Trek, but we actually use it every day. It's what allows us to do more and more on the go, providing bandwidth for wireless communications and navigation. It's being freed up by the switch from analogue to digital TV, but if the upward mobile communications trend continues, it will soon become a precious commodity, which is why the EPP group are organising a hearing on how best to manage it in the future. Radio spectrum, essentially the frequencies across which data is transmitted, is currently the property of individual member states. But EU policymakers are now examining the need for increased coordination at EU level. Why? There are two reasons. The first is that there is increasing competition for the allocation of frequencies. Broadcasters, who have made considerable efforts to be more efficient in their use of spectrum by switching from analogue to digital, are now faced with stiff competition from the telecom sector, who have massively invested in R&D and evolving mobile communications. And second, in a single market, coordination at a European level is essential for preventing interference between competing spectrum users and for ensuring Europe's growth and competitiveness. As Gunnar Hökmark, the Swedish MEP who organised the hearing, explained to me.
The incentives is that because of the coordination, you get more out of the spectrum you have in each member state. So 2 plus 2 can become 6. I think we need to have the highest possible capacity in Europe in order to outcompete other parts of the world, and the highest possible speed in order to be the first or introducing the new services of the new era. It will come, and the question is, will it come here or will it come in China or in the US?
European leaders have already signed up to the EU's digital agenda and its 2020 strategy, both of which acknowledge the ICT sector as the most important for Europe's growth. They have set themselves the target of ensuring broadband coverage for rural areas and access for less favoured citizens to promote social inclusion. Allocating radio spectrum to the telecom sector for wireless communications is crucial to that plan. But Nicola Frank from the European Broadcasting Union had a reminder for MEPs.
Mobile operators do not invest in content. Broadcasters invest in content, and they actually invest 10 billion euros every year in original European content. If more spectrum was taken away from broadcasting use, this would eventually mean the death of the digital terrestrial platform.
I also talked to Mats Nielsen, Vice President at Ericsson, a multinational provider of telecoms equipment and services. He was sympathetic to the needs and contribution of the broadcasting sector, but he highlighted the role that the telecom sector plays in allowing increased distribution of that content and eventually more investment in it.
If it is correctly allocated, we will have a very dynamic and growing industry throughout the entire Europe, and not least, say, among the newer member states, in areas where overall infrastructure are not too good, so to speak.
Nicola Frank was anxious to point out that spectrum policy is closely linked to member states' media policies, which vary greatly from country to country. And the switch from analogue to digital TV is also at vastly different stages, so there can't be full harmonisation of spectrum policy. But both agreed that some EU coordination is necessary.
This is, of course, a race where we see different regions sort of trying to take the lead. I mean, the US are very much utilising the fact that they have a single market as such, and that they have a very strong IT content industry, etc. Of course, Europe is the largest market of the world, but by sort of over-fragmenting ourselves, we need a digital single market. We need the pan-European economies of scale.
It's clear that the allocation of radio spectrum will be key to Europe's growth and competitiveness. But MEPs will have to find a delicate balance between national and EU roles in its management, and of course between competing spectrum users. To keep up to date on developments in this area, visit our website eppgroup.eu. Thanks for watching.